An anonymous taxi driver in Japan uploaded a horrifying video. At 1 a.m. as he's driving down a road, he sees a woman waving for a ride, so he makes a stop. He remotely opens the door with a switch, but he thought, since no one got in the car, he closed the door and went on with his route. As the man drives through a dark tunnel, his driver recorder captures something truly horrifying.
タイヤ入り込んでる。
A dark shape of a disfigured woman can be seen in the back of his car. After discovering the footage, the taxi driver says he didn't see nor hear anything in the back, although he says he felt an ominous presence at the time of the event. This man went to explore the most haunted cemetery in South America, and what he captured is horrifying. Urban explorer Frank from Franco TV visited the Presbítero Maestro Cemetery in Peru. He immediately found a ton of witchcraft, from voodoo dolls to carved scriptures all around the tombs. But Frank wanted to visit the crypt of a famous witch who died in 1897 by the name Gregoria Camacho. When Frank finds her crypt, something terrifying happens.
Isn't it? Hello?
He hears a woman laughing, but he can't find the source of the sound. Frank decides to continue, and as he's exploring these open crypts, he records another creepy encounter.
There's X's.
Frank doesn't notice, but you can hear someone whispering.
You see that?
This man was exploring a haunted prison and heard a weeping woman. What he found is horrifying. Late one night, Frank from Franco TV was exploring La Fortaleza Real prison in Peru. This place holds a dark past since over 50,000 inmates were executed. So many people have been buried in these grounds that their bodies began to surface the soil. Frank decides to descend onto the deepest chambers of the prison in hopes of capturing the paranormal. As he's making his way through the narrow halls, he begins to hear what sounds like muffled cries coming from deep within the chamber. Frank hears what sounds like a weeping woman just on the other side of the wall. As he gets closer to the voice, what he finds is horrifying.
What is this room?
Frank finds a statue in the middle of a dark and empty room. So, where were these voices coming from? This man found and moved into a really cheap apartment in Japan, but the apartment was haunted. Let me explain. A paranormal channel by the name Omogataki Film investigated the case after a man named Taguchi reached out to them for help. Taguchi explains to them, "I was apartment hunting and found a super cheap deal, but it had a catch. The previous owner took his own life in the same room I would be sleeping in. I didn't believe in ghosts, so I signed the lease." He mentions that he now experiences sleep paralysis and hears voices late at night. And in his dreams, he says he sees a distorted, laughing face staring down at him as he lays there. The crew placed cameras overnight, and what they captured is straight out of a horror film. Take a look. You can see a pale figure standing in the hall, watching him struggle. As Taguchi wakes up, the figure vanishes. What's even creepier is that in that hall, there's a camera and captured a distorted face. The same face that Taguchi described in his dreams. So addressing this comment over here, I don't think it's the drone, just because in the first clip, you can hear the drone descend into the water, and as it ascends, it doesn't really sound anything like we heard in the second clip. Like in the second clip, sounds way different, more intense. If I want to take a guess in technical sound, I want to say it's like some people mentioned the mic would malfunction because of the heat. I think that might be it, but who knows? You could try testing out a iPhone 11 Pro, dip it inside a hot boiling pot of water, and see if it works. This man was driving down a haunted road when this happened. On a late Sunday night, a musician by the name Eder Olivas was making his way home. His family had fallen asleep, so Eder was driving alone. He was driving through Highway Saltillo Torreon in Mexico, which is believed to be haunted from the many people that have lost their lives in these roads. While driving through the dark road, Eder sees something from the corner of his eye. You can see what looks like a headless woman running against traffic. Eder says he did not believe it at first, since he was so tired he thought he was hallucinating. But after reviewing the clip, that event will haunt his nightmares. This is why you feel like someone is watching you sometimes. TikTok user Andy was recording a seemingly innocent lip sync video when this happened. You can see someone or something poking out of the corner watching him. Andy shows that that corner is only a few inches wide. So, if a person wouldn't be able to fit in there, what was that? This grocery store actually had a tormented spirit or something locked inside their freezer. So a few years ago, a man by the name Tyler Rowe worked at a Kroger's grocery store in Powell, Tennessee. The staff claims that every morning at 9:01 a.m., someone or something starts knocking on the freezer door.
Is there a light? Is there a light in here? And there's nothing in here. There's nothing, nobody.
Just 1 minute later at 9:02 a.m., the door slams open. And the staff says this happens every day. What's interesting enough is 2 months later, after posting the video, a Kroger's employee commented on the video confirming these events. They even replaced the freezer door, and it still continued. Creepy, unexplained sounds, part 11. A content creator by the name TechRax traveled 7 hours to a desert in Nevada. He wanted to test out an iPhone 11 Pro by dipping it inside one of the hot springs located there that goes by the name the Devil's Cauldron. As TechRax descends the iPhone with a drone to the scalding waters that reach over 180 degrees. Initially, nothing really happens to the phone. But when he goes for a second try, he records something horrifying. After discovering those sounds, TechRax was terrified, and he says he has no idea what could have caused those sounds that were coming from the Devil's Cauldron. His dog was seeing someone or something he couldn't see. Brandon had recently moved back into his family's old house. He explains that over the years, something dark haunted that house, and even after having the home blessed, it wouldn't leave. Whatever it was, specifically attached itself to one of the upstairs rooms. One night, as Brandon is leaving to spend the night in his apartment, his dog Booker begins to bark in the direction of the haunted room and also pees the bed. As they're leaving the house, Booker runs towards the room, as if he's seeing someone there.
Come here. Booker, come on, let's go. Yo, Booker. There's no way. I know you guys just heard that. Booker, we are leaving right now. Come. What? Booker, come here! Yo, what the Booker, come here right now. Please, bro, let's go.
Booker jumps off his hands and is visibly frightened. He grabs Booker and leaves the house. He woke up to noises in the kitchen, and when he went to check, he sees this. Brandon Casañon mentions his father had played the Ouija board, but didn't end the game properly. Ever since then, he's experienced paranormal events, but hasn't recorded them. One night, he hears a noise in the kitchen, so he goes to check.
Ay, cabrón. No manches. ¿Qué era eso? No. Ay, no manches. No. Ay, no mames, no mames.
It had been watching him all along while he was exploring this abandoned temple. Chris from Urbix Hill explored the abandoned Masonic Temple in Cleveland, Ohio. The temple has been abandoned for over 50 years now. As Chris explores the second floor, he finds what looks like an old ammo casing. And when he leans down to take a better look, this happens.
What the fuck? Something touched me, I swear to God.
Through the video, you can hear someone cough, and Chris says he felt someone touch his back. But it's when he ventures downstairs that things turn weirder.
Shit.
As he goes downstairs, he sees a door close on its own, but he doesn't see it. He checks the area, but nothing's there. Now, when Chris gets home and looks at the footage, he finally sees it. What looks like a face can be seen hiding away as Chris comes down the stairs. He went to check why the water wasn't running, and the reason why is horrifying. Late at night, Diego from TikTok had his water supply cut off. When he went to check the water meter, this happened.
No, yo no sé. El agua. Ay, sin eso. ¿Sí vio?
As he lifts the cover, he hears a growl and sees what looks like the face of a person. Is this the face of an unsettled spirit in that area, or is it something else? This is the reason why you stay away from haunted houses. A Japanese paranormal investigator by the name Gashan explored a house that locals feared and called it Ju-on's house. As Gashan explores the house, he hears footsteps upstairs. Worried homeless people might be up there, he attempts to reason with them by letting them know he'll leave if they're up there. He doesn't get a response back, so he carefully explores the upstairs rooms and makes a horrifying discovery. He finds Buddha's altars in the first room, and in the second room, he finds an old knife which disturbs him. Shortly after entering that room, he hears a bell somewhere in the house. As he explores the house for 30 more minutes, he can't find the source of the sound, so he finally decides to make his way out. And when he goes downstairs, this happens. He unknowingly records what looks like someone's legs swinging above the stairs he just went through. He didn't even realize it until looking at the video. This is why people are paranoid with drain pipes. Late one night, a Redditor shared his experience with a creepy creature trying to get in through his bathroom sink. You can see a slimy looking creature pinching around and trying to find his way in. The Redditor mentions this little guy has been trying to get in through other sinks in the house too. He finds it creepy because he always hears it late at night. Are you guys ready for another pandemic lockdown? Because I'm not. Okay, so new virus. No, not that Transformers of COVID named Omicron. Monkeypox. I'll fill you in as quick as possible in regards to this new monkeypox virus. The virus is a less deadly cousin of the smallpox, initially transmitted from animal to human, kind of like rabies. It can also be spread through 3 different ways so far. Human-to-human contact with an infected area, contact with infected body fluids, and sleeping on the same bedding that an infected person used. It's not airborne, thank God. Symptoms are fever, headaches, muscle aches, respiratory symptoms, and blisters. So it started in 1958 from research monkeys in Africa, but it first made its way to the US in 2003. A family had a prairie dog from Ghana, but the family was quarantined properly. Now May of 2022, some dude is suspected of bringing it to the UK and starting a new spread to the US. So the question is, these two guys were driving along the outskirts of Montana when this happened.
Buddy! How you doing? Just some cruisers, man.
You can see a strange shirtless guy starts crawling up towards them.
That's crazy shit. Just crawling at me like it's goddamn. What's up, dude?
The two guys were creeped out from this strange encounter, and they decided to leave before it got to them. What was he doing there, just waiting outside the woods? He was camping in an abandoned tunnel when this happened. On May of 2019, Mr. Omega and his dog were on their way to do an overnight challenge for a video. The location they chose was of an abandoned tunnel, eerily named by the locals, the Railway to Nowhere. As Mr. Omega and his dog get comfortable and ready to sleep, they begin to hear something coming from deep inside the tunnel. He finds a toy playing a happy birthday song, and as he's looking around to see who did this, he finds is horrifying.
What is that? Oh! Max! Hurry up! Max! Max! Get me out!
A man can be seen inside the crevice of the tunnel, watching them. What makes this even creepier is that this tunnel is located in the middle of nowhere. So whatever or whoever did this purposely lured them there. This is why you never provoke spirits. An overnight cleaning lady kept hearing things during her shifts, but when she told her friends, they wouldn't believe her. So one night before her shift, her friends dared her to record herself provoking these entities of the house. She would dearly regret this, since that house would end up being one of the most haunted houses in the world. Take a look.
What? Right, I'm coming out, wherever you are. This isn't funny no more. This is not funny! Off. Right, I've just shut door. Bed, I'm gonna sit on the bed. I daren't move. Oh! Oh! I want to go down. I'm just gonna ask the little girl that's in the little bedroom. Emma, I'm sorry for shouting, sweet. Will you open the door for me, please? I have just seen something. Right, that's it, I'm off down, I can't take no more.
This man wanted to capture whatever was haunting his apartment. What he sees will haunt him forever. Take a look. This YouTuber died 5 days after saying he wasn't dead. A Norwegian YouTuber named Apetor Egghoff on his 57-year-old birthday announced to his fans that he wasn't dead. He was a cancer survivor and pledged to enjoy his life traveling and drinking vodka. On November 25th of 2021, his wife filmed them swimming in an ice lake. But Apetor had been swimming inside this lake for way too long. So he had to be rescued by divers, transported to the hospital via helicopter. A day later, Apetor would pass away from his injuries. A man woke up to a Ring doorbell notification on his front door. this is what was waiting for him outside. This is why you don't follow the voices. On August of 2021, Isaiah and his cousin were out hiking in Casper Mountain, Wyoming. And unfortunately for the two, they weren't able to make it before nighttime. As the boys were crossing a bridge, they heard eerie noises coming from underneath it. What they capture is nightmare fuel.
There's something under there. Dude, please don't go down there. Oh my gosh. Dude, hold on. Let me go first.
You can see a pale-looking figure running out from underneath the bridge. Creepy things caught on Ring door cameras. On December of 2020, a Redditor posted a video explaining his experience with a creepy visitor late one night. You can see a woman ringing the doorbell with her mouth wide open in a disturbing manner. The homeowner says he doesn't recognize this woman. So why was she there so late at night in a stranger's house? This is why you should stay away from haunted places. Two friends were trying to enjoy their day off together. They really enjoyed fishing, so they decided that's what they were going to do for the day. They wanted to fish in a brand new area to see what kind of fish they catch. One of the guys recalls a bridge nearby, and he was told to stay away from it, but he doesn't know why. But they decided to go there anyway. As he begins to fish, they would encounter something horrifying. Some people say she was drowned in these waters, and her vengeful spirit now haunts this bridge. These two guys broke into a haunted school. This is what happened to them. From unknown sources, the two guys record themselves heading towards an abandoned school that's allegedly haunted. As they get closer, you can see the entrance is blocked off by no entry tape. Yet they still decide to go inside. The two friends would dearly regret this decision.
いや、知らんねん。俺は知るわけねえんだろ。工事なんてやったことねえよ。
This girl felt like someone was watching her sleep at night. She wasn't wrong. A TikTok user by the name Amanda Angelo was having a sleepover with her sister. She had been sleepwalking, and creepy enough, she just stood there and stared at her.
Stop staring at me like that. Alexis! Yo, you're starting to freak me the f*** out. Mom! 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 Get the fuck away from me. Stop! Why are you crying? Hello? Lexi? Mom! She's just standing here staring at me. It's crazy.
Max. Hey. I'm gonna go lay down.
This is why you always lock your doors. A 25-year-old TikToker named Hannah Viverette was making a video in her apartment, when suddenly a man had climbed up to her balcony, and this is what happened next.
Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Please get out. Please get out. No, please get out. Yes. Who are you? Please get out of my apartment right now. Please get out of my apartment right now. Get out. Get out. Hello? Please come in.
She would immediately recognize the man. She had seen him lurking around her apartment complex before. 36-year-old Angel Rodriguez Gomez was charged with burglary, assault, and stalking. He was about to go live on TV when this happened. In 2013, a news reporter was getting ready to go live on TV when an elderly man walked past them. They greet each other and he continues walking along. But then you can see the news reporter looking at him as he recognizes him from somewhere. It turns out that old man that walked by was the same person that they were about to file a missing persons report live on TV.
Been looking for you for a while. You heard or anything?
He had memory problems and wandered into the woods at night, but somehow managed to find his way back. A man moved into a haunted house and met his demon face to face. On December of 2009, Peter from the YouTube channel Peter Jan TV moved into a haunted house. Only 2 weeks in, he kept hearing noises coming from a dark hall downstairs. When he went to check and turned on the light, it stopped. So he went back to his room, turning all lights off behind him. This is where Peter hears something coming up the stairs towards him. Peter begins to record in front of whatever came up those stairs. A shoe is thrown at him. Terrified, he slowly approaches it, but nothing was there. A man in Japan was making his way home on his bicycle when his GoPro captures something horrifying. Is this the spirit of a woman who died in a tragic road accident? Why did she follow this man home? This paranormal investigator went to explore an abandoned school. This is what happened that night. On October of 2021, a paranormal investigator in China went to explore a haunted school to see if the rumors of this place were true. As she enters the building late at night, she encounters a few things moving around, but she still continues. Deep in the school, she sees the figure at the end of a dark hall, poking out of the corner, watching her. She remains in shock until she is finally able to move and run out of the school. When you see it. A group of friends in South Korea decided to get together and eat one day after work. They decided they would record the moment, and in doing so, they captured a horrifying apparition. Is this a restless spirit of a woman that had passed away in that house? Or is it just a hoax? Creepy Unexplained Sounds Part 10. The Voices at Night. Late at night, a man was walking through a dark alley next to an abandoned old medical center. And this is where he would hear ominous screams coming from inside the building. The medical center used to take care of many patients in poor neighborhoods that suffer from leprosy and other diseases. So it's a place with a dark past, since many patients there would experience a slow and agonizing death. If your dog starts barking like this, he may be warning you of ghosts or demons watching you. A woman moved into an apartment complex somewhere in England. She lived on the second floor, and below her lived alone a frail elderly woman. One night she felt a bang underneath her floor, but she didn't think much of it. After a few days, the elderly woman's body was discovered. She had died from a stroke, and that loud bang she heard underneath the floor that night was her collapsing from the bed. After this, paranormal things began to happen around the building. One night, her dog was terrified, barking at the doorway of their bedroom. Feeling uneasy, she decided to record this event.
Looking at stuff popping out right along here. I hope, oh my god, I hope you can see this.
This man went to a graveyard at night and forgot to lock his car. This is what happened that night. On August of 2021, David and Dell from the YouTube channel Signs and Signals went to explore the Zion Presbyterian Church Cemetery in South Carolina. The graveyard was founded in 1851 and was located isolated within the woods. As David talks about his encounter with a strange man in this cemetery, they unknowingly record someone or something crawling into their vehicle. David and Dell did not notice this. So when they were done recording in the cemetery, they hopped on the car and drove back home. David says the next morning he found the back of his car was open, but nothing was missing. David expresses he is terrified to know whatever was in the car with him that night now knows where he lives. This thing was captured in Loch Ness. In 2014, Mark Hayes recorded an absurdly large creature in the famous Loch Ness Monster Lake. You can see a massive creature emerging from the lake and swimming near the surface. Is this the Loch Ness Monster many people share their stories of? Some people mention a recent abundance of eel DNA that was found in that water. So therefore, maybe this is just a gigantic eel. But personally, I wouldn't want to find out. This family passed away going at 120 on a loaner vehicle. This is the 911 call that was reported that day. On August 28th of 2009, Mark Saylor, his wife, daughter, and brother-in-law were taking the daughter to a soccer match. Earlier that week, Mark had taken his vehicle to be fixed at a Toyota dealership in El Cajon, California. He was given a loaner Lexus, one of many that had the wrong floor mat installed. This caused the accelerator pedal to jam underneath the floor mat. Mark's brother-in-law, Chris, made a 911 call before disaster. Warning, this recording is real and disturbing.
We're going to 120 Mission Gorge. We're in trouble. There's no break.
Okay.
Freeway half mile.
Okay, and you don't have the ability to, like, turn the vehicle off or anything?
We're approaching the intersection.
Okay.
We're approaching the intersection. Hold on. Wait.
Okay. Hello?
This man attracted unknown beings while he had been singing in ancient tone. On March 14th of 2022, an overtone singer by the name Throatsing King recorded something terrifying on a live stream. His singing had attracted a curious deer, but if you look closely in the back, he had also attracted unknown entities. Some people say he had been singing an ancient Hebrew letter, therefore opening doors and inviting these entities of the forest. A man was suspicious his 100-year-old doll had been moving around at night. This is what he captured. On July 6th of 2017, a YouTuber was suspicious his doll had been haunted, so he placed the doll on a chair and recorded it for 24 hours. Take a look.